Hey guys, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Today I want to discuss how anxiety can cause muscle loss and actually gaining body fat. Now, I get a lot of guys asking how they can gain muscle and or lose fat. And they'll, say that they're hard gainers and thus they have a very hard time gaining any muscle. Then they'll also tell me that they've tried everything, but nothing really seems to work. For example, they'll eat more food and then they do gain weight, but it ends up being mostly fat. Or they're exercising too much and they've read that you need to cut back on the workouts to allow more muscle recovery and let the muscle grow. But then they end up, again, just gaining fat or, getting more fat and with very little muscle growth. They've tried different workouts, heavy weights or light weights, low reps or high reps, and all sorts of different workouts trying to gain muscle, but nothing seems to ever work. Or if it does, right? The extra muscle gain is temporary and then something stressful happens in their life and then they quickly lose all this newly gained muscle. And thus they feel very frustrated and hopeless and they pretty much just feel like giving up. Of course, there are correct ways to do all of this and I'll show you how in future videos. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you aren't already. However, I totally understand and relate to the hard gainers because I was and still am the same way. When I first started working out, I was 6'1" and I only weighed 145 pounds. Obviously, I was very light. Now, after a year of working out, right, instead of gaining weight, I actually lost 15 pounds. I only weighed 130 pounds. I was 6'1" still. Basically, I was anorexic. Now, I did all the wrong things, and I'll tell you about them in future videos so you don't make the same mistakes. So again, I totally get it, and I feel your pain. However, the good news is that after years of trying, all the different diets and workouts and supplements and so forth, and of course being very patient and never giving up, I very slowly gained a little bit of muscle each year to my current weight that I've been for the past few years, which is around 205 pounds at 6'3". Of course, that's still not very big, right? I wish maybe I had another 10 pounds of muscle, but it's big enough for my genetics and the fact that I'm natural, almost 50 years old. Now, I'll get deeper into this topic and about all that I've learned in future videos, including, the workouts and the diets and supplements that have worked best for me. However, today I want to talk about a topic that's rarely spoken when it comes to gaining muscle and or losing fat, and that's controlling stress, worry, and anxiety. Now, I've noticed over the years that hard gainers and people who have difficulty gaining muscle and keeping it tend to have a lot of, nervous energy. They worry more. They feel more stressed. They have maybe more anxiety and aren't very good sleepers, right? They're not typically, the easygoing type of people, right? They tend to be more type A personalities. And this is my own problem as well, something that I still deal with to this day. And the problem is when you, have a lot more worry and anxiety and stress, your body's cortisol and stress hormones goes up, right? This eats away at your muscle and ironically increases body fat at the same time. And again, at the same time, high stress hormones such as cortisol decrease anabolic hormones such as testosterone. So the imbalance in these two hormones alone causes muscle loss and fat gain at the same time. This is why some people are called skinny fat. Also, the ratio of testosterone to estrogen changes and you become a little bit more estrogen dominant. And the higher estrogen levels, again, causes more anxiety and worry. Additionally, anxiety, worry, and stress causes other hormonal and chemical changes, such as increase in higher insulin levels and decrease in neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin. Now, when dopamine and serotonin drop, so does your happiness, your drive, and that emotional well-being. And ironically, there's also an increase in anxiety because of this. So the bottom line and my point with all this is that hard gainers generally have more anxiety and worry more often. This causes negative hormonal and chemical changes, which continues to cause even more anxiety and worry. And all of this makes gaining muscle and losing fat very difficult, regardless of how perfect your diet and exercise program is. So the solution here is you need to learn to relax more. Don't think the worst all the time, all right? Don't fly off the handle and get angry and freak out. Don't dwell on the past or worry about the future. Try your best to live in the moment. Have an attitude of more gratitude and appreciation in your life instead of expectations. Try to maybe meditate if you can, or just put aside 15 minutes daily and go for a nice walk outside, or just close your eyes, listen to some music, and clear your mind. And make sure you get better and deeper sleep. This is a big game changer and will allow you to gain more muscle and lose fat easier, because sleep helps rectify a lot of those hormonal imbalances. And yes, this is all easier said than done. Okay, but it does take time, practice, and the making of new habits, but it's well worth it, all right? You'll look and feel better. Of course, we all need help, especially at the beginning. And below this video in the description area, you'll discover a special formula that I use about an hour before bed that helps me relax. It dramatically decreases my tension, worry, and any feelings of stress and anxiety. It also improves my hormones, cortisol, serotonin, and dopamine levels. And best of all, it helps me get a deeper and better sleep. And all this translates to better recovery, improved hormones, and thus more muscle and lower fat. All right. And you can use this formula anytime when you're under extra stress or have anxiety. Did you like this? Make sure you share the health and let other people know about this video and today's topic so they can benefit as well. Thanks for listening and have a happy and healthy day.